I stood in the dusty attic, slamming a hand over my mouth to keep from screaming. Right there, buried in a heap of old junk, lay a half-rotted skeleton wearing a familiar green robe. Empty sockets stared back at me, and gold crowns glinted in the sunset light. It was my grandma. She'd been dead for years. But then, a pure ice-cold terror paralyzed me, because from the kitchen below, her voice drifted up, alive and scratchy. "Jakey, come get your tea. Everything's ready." So who, or what, is waiting for me down there? You know that feeling? When you're in an empty room, but you just know you're not alone. Our subscribers know that's not your imagination. And for anyone new here, welcome to the reality where the darkness really does stare back. This is Eyes of the Darkness. If you're ready to see what's hidden in plain sight, hit that subscribe button now so you don't get left behind. That's how you'll know when it's time for the next lesson in fear. Ready? Good. Lock your doors. Grandma Rose likes to talk to herself. When I show up, I make sure to slam the screen door loud enough to announce my presence. From the bedroom, her voice drifts out, thin and papery. "Who's there?" And then she answers herself. It must be Jake. He's the only one who ever comes out here anymore. It's one of the signs of what my mom calls her creeping dementia. The last time they let me visit was about 10 years ago, before anyone was really noticing the signs. Then life got busy, and my parents decided to shield my fragile teenage psyche from any unnecessary trauma. I was happy about it at the time. Fewer trips to the sticks meant more time for friends and the basketball team. But 6 months the Army, I felt my conscience stirring somewhere deep inside, biting and scratching. Grandma always took care of me, her face lighting up whenever I'd show up to stay for the whole summer. Now she shuffles out to meet me, leaning heavy on her cane, all gray hair and stooped shoulders. She's wearing a stained housecoat with a scratchy wool sweater pulled over it. Her face is a road map of wrinkles, but her lips are stretched into that familiar, joyful smile, her gold front teeth catching the light from the window. "Jakey, my Jakey boy." Everyone was thrilled when I said I wanted to start visiting her. She lives in a tiny, forgotten town on the edge of the county, almost a 2-hour ride on a shaky, rattling bus. Mom and my sister gave me a few simple instructions, things like ask her lots of questions, make her use her memory, or check that she's using the toilet, because if she starts soiling herself, we'll need to talk about getting a nurse. And then they quickly forgot about this place. For me, until I find a real job, it's not like I have better ways to spend my time. Grandma pours me coffee from a dented metal percolator as I sit at the kitchen table. Thick steam curls toward the ceiling, filling the small kitchen with a bitter, burnt smell. Instead of sugar, Grandma might add salt or even cayenne pepper. She says it's hard to tell the jars apart. They all look the same. "Look, I made pancakes," she says, pushing a large plate toward me. "Mrs. Gable from next door brought over some fresh cream yesterday. You want some?" I nod, and she hobbles toward the refrigerator. Through the window, I can see the neighbors' houses, all wooden clapboard, darkened by age, with patched roofs and flimsy fences. Apple and cherry trees sway their branches in the front yards, and a big orange tomcat struts purposefully somewhere down the dirt path. "Grandma, whose cat is that?" I'm supposed to ask questions. She sets a large mason jar of cream on the table. "Oh, that's Mrs. Gable's cat, Jakey. She lives 2 houses down, see? You can just see her porch from here." Last winter she went into the city and found him as a kitten by the grocery store, half frozen. So he lives with her now. She gives a little smirk because she knows exactly why I'm asking. Grandma taught high school physics for 40 years. She's anything but stupid. Sometimes I want to convince myself that all these signs are just a game she plays to fight off the boredom, but I know too well that nobody plays games like this. And just like that, the smirk fades and she says, "You know, Mrs. Gable killed her husband. You remember Mr. Bill?" Then she starts arguing with herself. No, he didn't. He left a long, long time ago because he got a good job offer in the city and some little floozy over there snatched him up. Man, who would let a man like that go? No, she killed him. Gable is in she killed him. Gable killed him and buried him in the garden. No, that's not how it happened at all. He's the one who killed her. Chopped her up with an axe, I'm telling you. It was 100 years ago. Everyone knows it. Meanwhile, I can see Mrs. Gable herself step out onto her porch to call the cat home. The signs aren't that numerous. The most minor one is forgetfulness, like finding her shoes in the fridge, or salt in my coffee, or dirty dishes put away in the cabinets as if they were clean. Then there are the strange, out-of-place questions. Last time I brought oranges, she asked if there were live spiders inside them. The conversations with herself are the hardest. Sometimes I have to listen to such nonsense that my ears just want to fold up. Time flows quickly here, like a noisy mountain stream. Overcast summer days replace each other almost without notice. You can get used to anything, and so I got used to the rattling bus and the squelch of my sneakers on the muddy lanes leading to Grandma's house. I also got used to slowing my pace as I passed Mrs. Gable's fence, trying to sneak a peek into her garden. It's all overgrown with weeds and wild raspberries, except for a small, well-tended patch of potatoes. I shake my head, catching myself thinking that burying a body in a garden like that is a pretty good idea. "Grandma, where's your old robe?" I ask, setting down the bananas and apples I brought. "The fuzzy green one? I used to love rubbing my cheek against it when you carried me." "Jakey just wore out," she answers after a moment's thought. "Things don't last forever. Nothing lasts forever." When I hear a noise from the living room, I hurry over to peek out the window. The neighbor's kids, the same ones, are hanging on the fence, snatching ripe cherries from the bush. I stand on my toes, trying to see their faces, but from this angle, I can only see the boy's blonde buzz cut and the girl's red braid. After grabbing their loot, they both jump down and run off, hunched over as if they're under fire. The same every time. Now I'm not even sure if I saw their faces clearly that first time. I turn at the creak of a floorboard. Grandma is standing in the middle of the living room, looking at me with a clouded gaze. "The robe didn't wear out," she says. "It was stolen." And she objects. "No, it wasn't. I burned that one with a bunch of other old things years ago." "That was the other one. That was the other one, the one with the bees on it. The green one was stolen. They came in the night and stole it." "Who would steal it?" "They come here at night and they take things." She falls silent, swaying slightly from side to side. Her mouth is half open, her gold teeth glinting, her wrinkled fingers clutching her cane. She says after a minute, when her eyes regain their focus, "Jakey, can you get some water? I'll make you some tea." Walking to the well pump with the bucket, I turn my head, looking for the kids. The sleepy town looks barely alive. A stout old woman putters in her garden. An ancient man with bushy eyebrows smokes on a bench. A mangy dog yawns on the roof of its doghouse. Sagging power lines connect leaning, rotting poles. Everything looks dilapidated, and as everything looks dilapidated and dying. Just like in any forgotten town, I suppose. The young run to the city, and the old live out their days in peace and quiet. The forest begins right behind the pump. As I lean on the handle, I listen to the water thudding into the bucket. My gaze gets tangled in the branches, wandering between the pines and birches until it snags on something out of place. A camouflage hunting jacket. A tall, bearded man in his 50s is hiding in the thicket, staring through the leaves like a wolf in hiding. When he notices me looking, he flinches, steps back, and instantly disappears among the trees. "Hey!" I yell. "Who are you?" There's no answer. This affictionally that we was the force guide in the new moving, and that from the florist sit of the Rome. When I focus, I find another right, the spec 1% floors, the spec tummy minutes. There's no answer. I show. This was one of the man. "Hey!" There's no answer. For the next few weeks, I spend most of my time in the living room, waiting for the cherry thieves with a simple and unnerving goal: to see their faces, to make sure they have them. "Grandma, when's my birthday?" I ask, wiping the windowsills. "March 6th, Jakey," she answers from the kitchen, bustling around the stove. "You should have seen how much trouble your mom went through giving birth to you. Said afterward she'd never have another kid as long as she lived. But she said the same thing after your sister was born. So we all expected a third, but it just never happened. Kept her word, I guess." The smell of frying batter fills the air, the hiss of hot oil. As I clean the dirt from the window frame, I keep looking up at the cherry bush. The little rascals seem to have figured out my plan and, just to spite me, have stopped showing up. I click my tongue in annoyance, wondering if the strange man will reappear. He hasn't been seen since that day either. A pan clatters to the window, which may move on the flood. The beat of the cast iron skillet is lying in a corner. The old floorboards are slick with hot oil, and half-cooked fritters are scattered around. Grandma is pressing her hands to her mouth in fright, and I quickly check her for burns or bruises. "I'm fine," she bats my hands away. "I just bumped the handle with my elbow. I'll clean it up now." "I'll get it," I say, breathing a sigh of relief. "You go lie down, get some rest." From Grandma's bedroom, I can hear the murmur of the old television. Some talking head is saying that we learn something new every day. I can't disagree. I can't disagree. Today's lesson is that cleaning hot oil off old wood floors is much harder than it looks. I lose track of time, crawling on my knees with a scrub brush, so I'm surprised when Grandma asks, "Jakey, aren't you going to miss your bus?" Wall clock. She's right. I'm late. Grandma, I think I got it all clean," I say, getting up. "I'll check tomorrow if I missed a spot, but I've got to run now. From the living room window, there are rustles and giggles. My breath catches. I rush over and see the boy and the girl back on the fence as usual. Without wasting a second, I throw the window open and jump into the yard. They immediately scramble to run, again showing me nothing but the backs of their heads. Cursing like a sailor mather, I can see the spirit of Jill had another course of themselves. I vault the fence and take off after them like a cheetah. A cold wave of confusion washes over me. What is this circus? This whole stupid thing with the faces isn't worth all this trouble. It feels like I'm the one going crazy, not her. I only managed to catch up to them at the end of the street. I grab the girl by the shoulder and spin her around just as the boy disappears behind a fence. I exhale. She has a face. A snub, freckled nose, wide-open green eyes, a mouth slightly agape in fear. But the confusion doesn't leave me. I glance back at the woods. The sun is hanging just above the treetops, in no hurry to set. Sunset. I have to wait until the sun goes down.
"What are you doing grabbing a kid?"
A shrill voice yells, and I jump, letting the girl go. On the porch of the nearest house, a tall, bony old woman has her hands on her hips, looking menacing.
"I see you bothering the weak again. I'll wring your neck," she shouts. "You understand me?" And she answers herself. "Yeah, he understands. Look how pale he's gone."
My mouth hangs open. The girl tugs my sleeve, pointing back toward Grandma's house.
"Look in the attic. We saw."
And she runs off. But when I get back to the house, I walk past the front porch and go around to the side, where wooden slats are nailed to the wall, leading up to the attic door. Glancing around like a thief, I climb up, just like I did 1,000,000 times as a kid. It's dim and dusty in the attic. Old cardboard boxes have long since rotted and grown moldy. Piles of rags and junk merge into a single dark mass, and dried bird droppings crunch under my feet. The air is musty and stale. After every breath, I want to spit. Fading sunbeams filter through cracks in the roof, casting a shaky, yellowish light over everything. I step forward carefully, looking at the old things that have long since turned to trash. Nothing special. Nothing I haven't seen before. Shaking my head, I'm about to go down when my eyes catch on something in the far corner. Squinting in disbelief, I move closer, and my heart skips a beat. Grandma's green robe. The one. I crouch beside it, reaching out a hesitant hand. The fabric is covered in dust, but my fingers still recognize its cozy softness. It's hard to imagine how many years have passed since I last touched these sleeves and collar. And then, under the terry cloth, my palm feels something hard, and I flinch, only now noticing the dirty yellow sticks protruding from the hem. Femurs. Wincing, I clumsily push aside the junk piled on the robe. Rotted books, leaky rubber boots, and crumbling curtains with burnt edges fly to the sides. The dust kicks up so thick that my eyes water and my throat tickles. But I don't stop until it becomes clear. The robe is on a half-decomposed skeleton. The left hand has fallen apart into phalanges. The ribs have collapsed inward. The skull stares blankly at the corner with its empty eye sockets, and in the sunset light, the gold front teeth gleam with a particular brightness. It's Grandma. Biting my fist, I straighten up so fast that my vision goes dark. A chill instantly freezes my insides, leaving me unable to move. This can't be happening. I just saw her in the house. Then, from downstairs, I hear her familiar, creaky voice. Has Jakey left already? He's gone. Didn't even say goodbye, just ran off mid-sentence. These young people, always in a hurry. Let them hurry, if they have somewhere to be late to. Those who have a long time to live always have somewhere to be late to. I hear the shuffle of slippers, the soft tap of a cane on the floor, a short creak, the sound the kitchen chair makes when someone sits on it. Then everything goes quiet. I finally run, my feet pounding on the cracked asphalt, a cold, endless void spreading in my head. No single thought sticks, each one falling into an abyss, disappearing without a trace. There are no feelings, no desires, only an overwhelming urge to get as far away as possible, to hide, to curl up in a ball and forget everything. Maybe if I forget, all of this will disappear. I glance back. The windows are still glowing. My eyes widen. In the darkness above the roofs, something immense is floating, revealing itself only through slow, lazy movements, like the fins of an exotic fish. It is dense and viscous like tar, blacker than the darkness itself. I can't make out the details, but I'm certain of one thing. It has many faces, and every one of its hundreds of eyes is looking right at me. I turn away, my walk quickening to a run, even though I know I have nowhere left to be late to. Narrow to the woods when a voice cuts through the dark. Stop! Someone is walking holding a long object. Hard, I squint, trying to make him out, and I recognize the bearded man. He's holding a rifle, and the sight of the barrel aimed at my chest nearly makes me pass out. He gets closer and asks, surprised, "They didn't take you?" "What do you mean?" "You have a face, so they didn't take you." "Take me where?" Up and down, then his brow furrows with suspicion. "Did they see you?" "Who?" "Any of the townsfolk. You have to hide from them after sunset. Did they see you or not?" "They saw you. You have to be killed right away." The thought hammers in my head. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't. Why are you quiet? Did they see you? They didn't see me. He nods, satisfied, and lowers the rifle. I let out a breath. "Your name's Jake, right?" he asks suddenly. "I remember you as a little hellion throwing rocks at our dog. The moment I saw you at the pump, I remembered. And then I recognize him. You're Mr. Gable? Bill? You didn't have a beard back then. I didn't even realize. I thought you were some psycho lurking in the woods. Why aren't you living at home? My grandma said Mrs. Gable killed you, and..." He cuts off my frantic stream of words. "She didn't kill me. She's the one buried out there. My Ray. It's not your grandma in that house. And that's not my Ray. They all died a long time ago. All of them. During the day, they think they're alive. They're not dangerous then. I even come and talk to Ray sometimes, and for a minute, I almost believe it's her. You want to believe it, you know? But at night, it takes their faces so it can see and feel everything they saw and felt during the day. And they just sit in front of those candles like a prayer, some kind of ritual they have to do. What it? The God, the thing that caused all this. It came here about 10 years ago. Showed up as a ragged little boy, crying that his family was killed. We took him in for the night. And in the middle of the night, my Ray wakes me up, and the kid's sitting in the corner in front of a candle, no face, and he's pointing his dirty finger right at us. I knew it. I knew it wasn't human. I got this rifle and I shot him in the head. The boy died, but something Some terrible force was released from him. It tore Ray to pieces before I could do anything. I just ran. I missed her way. I just want to move me. This raider heart was misting it. I just ran. I knew it. I knew it was just Filtham. I just ran the rounded human when I strength the right. I didn't lee once to it, and I might provide it any more. I just ran. Missed her way. I knew it. I ran all the way to the city, came back with the cops the next morning. And you know what? What? Nothing. The boy was gone, and my Ray was in the kitchen baking a pie. She just wasn't right, talking to herself, asking crazy questions. That's when I knew. I grabbed my rifle and came out here to the woods. There's an old hunting cabin. I've lived there ever since. I watch the town at night. Make sure this thing doesn't spread. Spread how? If one of the faceless ones points at you at night, it means they've marked you for the god. After the next sunset, it will come and take you. It kills you, hides your body, and then it makes a perfect copy of you, with all your memories. And that copy will live your life. And at night, it will be faceless. It only took 3 years for it to take everyone in this town, and they don't even know it. But it pointed at you that first night. Why didn't it take you? I told you. If they can't, I told you. If they see you, you have to kill them right away. I killed the boy, so the god switched from me to Ray, because she just stood there. If you kill the copy, it dies, but it releases this destructive storm. You're lucky if you can get away from it, so I stop it from spreading another way. I watch for visitors. And if they get marked? I ask quietly. Mr. Gable pats the stock of his rifle. Then I have to kill the marked one before the next sunset, before the god can take them. I swallow hard, taking a step back. Have you killed many people that way? None, he grunts. Not yet. In all these years, no visitor has ever stayed the night. They come, they check in, show they haven't forgotten, and get out. But if someone did stay and they got pointed at, then, yeah, bang, bang. Because that infected person would go home in the morning, and then there'd be no stopping it, you understand? His eyes have a wild, oily glint in the moonlight. His movements are jerky. Living in the woods for 10 years, watching this nightmare. It's a one-way ticket to insanity. I realize I can't trust a word he says. Not completely. I just need to get out of here. Mr. Gable, I want to go home. You sure no one saw you? No one pointed? Mr. Gable, then come on. We can follow the tree line and get to the main road without going through town. You'll have to walk from there. No one drives this way at night. You'll walk? I knock. He leads me to the edge of the woods, to where the warped silhouette of the bus stop stands against the stars. All right, you're on your own from here. Just remember one thing. If you ever feel like visiting your grandma again, only do it during the day. And remember, of course, that it's not your grandma anymore. But if you want to, you can do what I did and could if you want to. I get it. I nod goodbye and start walking.